All right, this video is about speeding up the Mckenzie back or the press up. Just the press up. So most of us are taught to the Mckenzie, just straight bilateral as I call it, because you're using both hands equally. All right. Now what I'd like you to do is test going to the left side, test going to the right side, see if one direction is harder than the other. You will find typically there is. Now you have a choice. Traditional therapy starts with going into the side of restriction. Total motion release starts with going into the side of ease. Now, why don't you choose one and see what happens? And then choose the other one and see what happens. And when I say that, test yourself. So I'm going to test my bad, see what that feels like. I'm going to test this too. And then I'm going to treat for 2 sets of, let's say, 12 to 15 press-ups. When I get done, I'm going to my good side. I'm then going to recheck my bad side, and I'm going to recheck my regular press-up. Now, when I first started taking Mckenzie, had I known that, when I learned that, I could then do a Mckenzie press-up so well. One of the things with a Mckenzie press-up, so anyways, take the time, go ahead and treat that out, stop the camera, and go ahead and test and treat those out. So do 2 sets on the good, then retest the bad. Fair enough? And if it worked, do 2 more sets until you get yourself all better. If you'd like to start on the bad side, go ahead and do that too. See what that does. I'm giving you the idea that total motion release is about starting on the good side, the easier side, instead of starting on the harder side. And if you find out the same thing I have over the years, you'll begin to discover that treating to the easier side first, the improvement's faster. And oftentimes on the bad side, actually, if you retest after doing the bad side, you'll actually see the bad side's typically worse. Not always, okay? And I don't mean just on the Mckenzie press-ups, but on just about everything motion-wise that you can do. Let me talk to you a little bit more about how you can modify the Mckenzie press-up to be more better for some people. So initially when people used to do the press-up, right, your belly button and everything else was coming off the ground. I discovered early on that if I kept my belly button on the ground and made it more of a rib press-up, all right, I could do this better. In other words, I just do a bilateral and straight on, just like a regular Mckenzie one, but I wouldn't bring my belly button off the ground. I'd be much more extending into my ribs and my thoracic. Well, when I got done with that, I could then press up the regular press-up better. Since learning TMR, I now realize that if I don't let my belly button off the ground, go to the right, go to the left, and it may be totally different than when you're letting your belly button come off the ground. In other words, your sides may be totally different. For a second there, I thought mine were. It might be. But, left, no, it's not. Right side is better. So for me, I would then treat to my right side. Okay, I'd do 2 sets. I'd retest the bad and see how I was doing, and I'd retest my regular press-up. Now, for some people, I even have them doing press-up with barely lifting their lower or their upper belly off the ground. So they're just really lifting their chest off the ground. Okay? And I'm testing the regular press-up like that. I'm testing the right side and the left side. And then you'll notice I'm always about the scientific method. Test, treat, retest. And you'll find out, hopefully very similar that I did, when you're doing the good side, it seems to work faster. When you're doing the bad side, oftentimes the bad side gets worse. And bilateral is a mixture in between of sometimes doing good, sometimes doing bad. Hope you enjoyed it.